Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode here at Tribal Trades, the daily show coming at you from the great state of Florida. One hell of a drug. And I do want to welcome you to the channel wherever you are tuning in from around the world. Thanks for watching. Today, I'm going to give you 3 trades that I'm taking. I'm going to also look at the overall Bitcoin charts and crypto market and a whole bunch of other stuff. Before we do that, smash the like button. This does help get this channel out to more people, and of course does help support the channel, as does your wonderful comments that you take the time to write. I take the time to read them and to respond. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. Smash the subscribe button and you'll get these daily updates. Okay, so let's first of all look at the Bitcoin chart. And the Bitcoin chart, very quickly, before we get into these trades, of course, the Bitcoin chart here on the 12-hour chart, you'll notice that there was a head and shoulders pattern. Now, I did identify a head and shoulders pattern on the hourly time frame, and that did play out to the downside down to 104,000, if you remember me sharing that just a few days ago. And then it's got a little bit of a fake out here. And now we have a new head and shoulders pattern here, left shoulder, head, right shoulder here. You can see here, we had this one over here. They faked out to the downside, didn't play out, and now we have another one here. However, at the moment, it is not playing out. Just because you get a head and shoulders pattern doesn't mean that they always play out. The one on the hourly time frame did play out, and I gave you that technical target to the downside perfectly, which was 104,000, and it came down and tagged that perfectly. And actually, let's just, I've quickly brought up, just for the sake of time, the 1 hour chart. You see, there's the shoulder, there's the head, there's the right shoulder, and then the 104,000 target that I gave you all there absolutely played out to perfection. Let's just go back to the 12-hour chart there. And so you can see that if this does play out, remember, if it does play out, then we're looking to a technical target to the downside of $97,000, okay, or around 97,000. Maybe it will stop here at 98, or go a little bit lower down there at 95. But that is the technical target so far for this head and shoulders pattern. That is on the 12-hour time frame. There's the left shoulder, there's the head, and there is the right shoulder there. Currently, we are moving in the other direction, but this could just be a fake out before a bit of a shakeout there. So let's just see on the daily time frame. We want to keep an eye on what have we been looking at. We've been looking at, of course, the 9 EMA. When we know when this is crossed below, like we saw over there, we see significant downside, and I have shown you previously when it crossed below, and I'm not going to go all the way back there today because we seem to do it every day, so go back and watch my last video on that. But the last time we saw that below the 9 EMA, and then we saw closes below that, the 9 drops below the 20. Now the 9 has dropped below the 20, but it's starting to curl back up. Why? Because Bitcoin is currently at 105,900. Now the 9 EMA has dropped, and now it's currently at 105,700. So we just need Bitcoin to stay above that, and we need it to close above that, and we will get a nice reversal back to the upside, and therefore may see some bullish momentum. We are, with this pink dot here, in a little bit of an oversold territory. Remember, here was this perfect time to exit using the Tribal Trades indicator, signals indicator, one indicator to rule them all. Would have gotten you out beautifully there, and we don't yet have the green dot signal to jump back in like we saw over here. There was a green dot signal to get in at 100, a red dot signal to get out at around about that 110 area. And then, of course, we're waiting for another green dot to give us some confirmation that there is some bullish momentum. So we're just going to wait and see. Today's close will be absolutely crucial. There's the line in the sand. The line in the sand for today's close currently is 105,700. Of course, this line is moving, so just keep an eye on it. Add it to your charts, and that will be the line that we are looking for to get above for Bitcoin. Now, if we quickly scan the rest of the charts there, we can also see we like to have a look at Total 2. And so Total 2 also is following Bitcoin with a little bit of a drive up. If we do need to get above the 9 EMA, that would bring the 9 EMA back above the 20 EMA. And ideally, we want to get back up above 1.15 trillion. That would be ideally where we need to get. But if we can get back above the 9 will start to curl and look and will push back above. And that's what we need. You can see what happens when the 9 gets above the 20, big moves for altcoins. When it goes below, big moves to the downside. So we really do want to see, again over here, I'll show you, when the 9 is above the 20, big move to the upside. And of course, when it drops below and to the downside, when we lose the 9 EMA, then it gets down. We retest against it, reject of it, and further to the downside. And the 9 leads the way. And right now, the 9 is down. We need to see the 9 flip the 20 first. If it can't, and we stay below all these three, okay, so if we stay below the 9, the 20, and the 50, then we're going to see that 20 cross below. And that's not really a good place that we want to be, because the last time we saw that happen, there was quite a big capitulation. You see what happens when the 20 crosses below the 50. There's a big capitulation to the downside, but the smart money is getting out up here when you see the 9 go below the 20, and then the 20 is your second sign, your second signal to get out. So the 9, sometimes you might hold it because you can get a little bit of a fake out and it can go down and go back. But once the 9 has gone down, then eventually when the 20 goes down, that's your confirmation that the move is likely in an end, and we're going to see some prolonged downside there. Okay, so that's where your altcoin market is sitting at the moment. We'll have a quick look at USDT dominance. So USDT dominance, we need to lose that because we want USDT dominance to go down. So right now, this was a time to get out of altcoins. The green dot, tribal trades indicator, one indicator to rule them all. Of course, that was the signal to get out. And we've got the purple overbought signal, but we don't have the red dot there. That tells us, hey, now it's time to buy altcoins and buy Bitcoin. And people are starting to sell out of USDT and into that. The 9 EMA is crucial. We want to see it drop below that. So in the same way that we want to see the total 2 and Bitcoin be above the 9 EMA, we want USDT to be below the 9 EMA and close below that. That will bring the 9 EMA to go below the 20, and that's what we're looking for. We do not want to see the 20 cross above the 50. Again, that would be extremely bearish for altcoins and for Bitcoin. And of course, we see it go below, that's fantastic. But when we see it go above, that's not a good sign. So we don't want to see that happening. Now, of course, if you want to get access to the tribal trades indicator, it's part of the tribal trades Discord. You get it as part of your Discord membership. You just pay for the membership and you get the tribal trades indicator as part of that. There is no extra charge. I look across the crypto space and see large amounts of money that people have to pay, $500, $700, $1,000 a year just for an indicator. Well, you get this indicator as part of the Discord, and there are some incredible benefits there being part of the Discord. Now, okay, and as you can see here, we look in the Tribal Trades Discord here. I love getting stories like this here from Oak. He's been watching my videos. Good job, buddy. Wanted to say thank you. The Discord is so freaking worth every penny. I sold all my crypto, except my long-term Bitcoin, when I saw the signal, and it was hard for me to sell, and I told my buddy he sold too, and they trusted the price. He trusted the tribal trade signals indicator, and his account balance is the same. He's not looking at his crypto balance down 20, 30, 40% because he sold like I did. He didn't have to. And of course, I'm not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. This is for education and entertainment purposes only. Are you not entertained? If you look at that $40 a month, kind of $40 a month membership, just paid for 10 to 2 years of membership on saved losses by giving me that signal and then having the brass to follow it, because boy, I'll tell you, it was hard for me to sell it there. So thank you, brother. It's not just the wins that make the Discord worth it by being a savior from the losses. And of course, I did share this on YouTube back at the end of May. I did share this. I got a lot of flack, a lot of heat for it, and it's ended up being the right decisions, and I've ended up being absolutely spot on there. I shared it, of course, in the Discord and the trading signals, where I shared my personal trades here. If you want to follow my personal trades, I said we're getting close to a complete exit. I gave everybody a warning, And then I started to give all the warnings of the sells here. And then also in the general channel here, I shared with everybody I've exited all my weekly portfolio positions for crypto. Urgent live session. I did an urgent live session for the Discord. And then I shared my thoughts down here that people didn't need to follow what I did, but this is why I was doing it, and gave some details there. And of course, that's ended up being exactly the right decision. And of course, you get all of that information and education and entertainment, of course, because we've got the leverage lounge and options trading, aka party zones, but you can learn how to short the market with leverage and make money to the downside. Okay, so not only making sure you get out at or near the top, but then being able to short to the downside. You can make money, you can stack your gains there, and some incredible wins in the Tribal Trades Discord there. We just had a beautiful one there. Too early Rod, I call him right on Rod, because he is absolutely smashing it there with the wins. And to go, a great 125% gain there. Another nice one, Joe, smashing it there, $548 paid for the entire year of the Discord with just one trade. Okay, just one trade there. Some great trades there going down the disco. Zacko from down under also making everyone's sleeping. He's cashing in a nice in there for Zacko. So some great channels there. I will be closing the Discord. It is a closed Discord. It's open for the moment. It will close this month. So if you're thinking of signing up for the Discord, make sure that you do that soon, because it will be closed, and then we'll go to a wait list, and you won't be able to get access until we open up again, and we'll open people up for the wait list. So very important there. And the Tribal Trades indicator is tied to the Discord. So if you do join the Discord, you get access, but if you do leave the Discord, you'll actually lose access to it. It will disappear from your trading view. You'll go there the next day and it's just not there anymore to be able to use. It is intrinsically tied to the Discord. We've got the live changing gains trading course. We'll have a session 9, lesson number 9 will come out today or this weekend. We have one lesson every week there for you to learn to become a better trader, how to set up Fibonacci's, trend lines, how to take a trade, stop losses, taking profits, everything that you need to know. And of course, live sessions. We'll have another live sessions on Saturday. We had one yesterday, absolutely incredible. And we'll have another live session with me on Saturday. We usually have those twice a week, usually Tuesdays and Thursdays, sometimes Mondays and Wednesdays, and of course sometimes on the weekends as well, usually a couple of times a month on the weekend there. So that's all the incredible channels and information that you get as being part of the Tribal Trades Discord. There are a couple of amazing plays that we took in stocks plays. One of those was HIMS, of course, and I wanted to give you these quickly. So let's look at the first one, SoFi. So we got on the SoFi trade. That worked out beautifully. And what we saw on SoFi is an inverse head and shoulders. There's the left shoulder. There's the head. There's the right shoulder. Now we have the breakout. Is it too late to get in this trade? I don't think so. I don't think it's too late to get in this trade. However, just be careful, because if we lose $14.65, that would be likely a place to stop out of the trade if we had a close below that, if we broke down from there. So at the moment in the pre-market trading, we're sitting at about $15.43. And then the stop loss there was be $14.65. The upward target to the upside there is going to be about $20 to $21. So that is the technical target for the inverse head and shoulders there for SoFi. So that's one trade. The other trades that we had was HIMS. That was a fantastic trade. And let's go quickly to HIMS. That's the ETF of actual HIMS. So it's HIMS with a Z. There, HIMS with a Z, and there we have a trade. So this one here, I would be looking at 46.69 as a possible entry if we see a break and a retest above that. Actually, if we can go to the 12-hour time frame, we can actually see it. We're right on there right now testing that. So if there is a nice break and hold, maybe go to the 15-minute or the 5-minute time frame, a break above, a retest, and it holds, that can be a trade there. But also, if it loses that level, you want to stop out and look for possible re-entry at 44.50. Remember, today, just be very careful that there is the triple witching. There is a record 6.8 trillion worth of options expiring today, and the bias is on the puts. There is more puts than calls, more sells than buys expiring. And so we could see some push to the downside here today, but it's not huge. It's not huge. It's just a little bit there. They're pretty close, just a little bit over 50% in the puts favor. So just be careful with these trades. Set the stop loss. I'll give you one more trade and then we will sign off here. Oscar is the final one here. And Oscar has been absolutely fantastic. I gave this trade in the Tribal Trades Discord around $15, $16. Look what happened. Huge breakout to the upside. I got in again at 18, and this has gone up like a rocket ship up to 21, and in the pre-market we're trading at 21. Where to take this trade? Break $21.10 would be the area that I would look for. We've currently lost that level, so we want to be able to look to reclaim that level there. Let's even go to the 5-minute time frame. We want to reclaim that level there on the 5-minute, get above, retest, and that could be a nice move to the upside there. And the target that I would look to for there would be, the first target would be, of course, $23. Now, of course, if it rejects there at $21.10, then look for a possible re-entry back at the 618 at around about $19. So there's a couple of levels there that I've given you for Oscar. There's the trades that I'm looking to take. Those are the levels that I'm looking there, plus a whole bunch more new trades have gone in the Discord for today. And that's all we have time for today, of course. So until I see you in the next episode, or until I see you in the Discord, happy trading, and you have a fantastic Friday.